What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit different video. I'm not going to be pressing up any shirts. I just wanted to get into basically the questions I get. These are mostly, I think, from people who are new to the channel, just starting off making t-shirts and things like that. So I did do old videos on this, so I'm just going to do an updated video on this just to help out some of the new people to the channel. So basically the question I always get is, what is the best transfer to use? And you know, what company do you prefer, this, that. And like I say in all the other ones, I don't prefer any company. I use companies for all different types, depending on what type of transfer I want, what type of ink they're using. It depends on what the customer wants. So there's all different things. It's basically your own research and what you feel or what the customer wants. That's how I go about it. You could do it in any way you want, but I'm just going to give a rundown of just a couple of transfers here that I use. And I have the shirts to actually show too. So one of the main ones I use is, you can get them from a couple different companies. TKO and Transfer Express was the main ones I used starting off with this. And this is screen printed heat transfer with plastisol ink. So it's kind of like the old school feel. And you can get this. The reason that I go with this when I get single colors is it's a lot cheaper. Once you start adding more colors, they have to do more screens, which you get charged for the screens. So that's why when I go single colors to even 3-4 colors, I'll go with the plastisol transfers that give that old school feel. I have a shirt here. That one is screen printed transfer from TKO. This one only has the 2 colors in it. The white I actually used from the shirt. So it's just the black and the orange. And that's why I went with I still went with the heat screen printed transfer, because I like the old school feel. The customer wanted that. And I was only working with 2 colors. So that's why I went with that. And that's from TKO. Also another one starting off, and they have basically, you go to their website, they have all the different ones that they have on there. You just go through, see what you want. That one I believe is Active Sport on their site. And like I said, Transfer Express, I've went through them in the past too. They're the same thing, but all these companies now, they have a wide variety of all different transfers for what you need. If you need stuff that's low temp, things like that. So just do your research. But this is the stuff that I use for orders. And like I said, this is single color. You put it down for their directions. It's a hot peel, and that one is the first one I'm doing. So the second one I'm doing is what I started off with, because originally I didn't know anything about doing t-shirts, and this is going back like 6 years ago. I started off with sublimation. So this is a piece of paper. Basically it feels like computer printing paper. It's a special paper though for sublimation, and I had to convert a printer in order to use sublimation inks to be able to sublimate on the shirts. And what that basically is you put this on, you turn it up to the temperature, usually around like 400 degrees, and it basically heats. The gases go onto the shirt, which I have one of them, and it takes it from the sublimation paper onto the shirt. That's basically 100% polyester, things like that. You can do it on mouse pads, anything like that. That's 100% polyester. You could get away with 50-50, but this is sublimation, and you have to either have a sublimation printer or you have to convert a printer to do the sublimation. And that's why it looks so dull in there, but once it goes on the shirt, it's different. And I have a sublimated shirt here for you. So this is sublimation. The shirt's 100% polyester. There is no feel to this because it just feels like whatever the shirt is. Hold that up for you. So this literally goes right into the fabric of the shirt. There's no feeling to it, no bump out or anything like that. And that's sublimation. That's one of the first ones that I started with. Getting into it, I didn't know which route to go. Everything I looked up at the time was saying you get a sublimation printer. Soon I realized, yes, I could use sublimation. I still use sublimation to this day for certain things and certain shirts, but I went into heat transfers basically after that, and I used sublimation for other stuff. So the next one I'm going to go into was basically, it was new. It was coming out around the time I started doing t-shirts a while back, and that is DTF, that's direct to film. So the reason I go with this is you can basically, I mean, look at the colors in that. There's tons of colors in this, and there's no limit on it. Basically, like I said with the first one, with the screen printed, where you have to keep paying in order for them to make screens. This, you could get full color transfers, and you're basically buying either a gang sheet off them or a whole roll, and they'll print any color you want, and you're still getting the same price. Right down to, no matter if you go from single color, I do single color DTF, to full color with all these colors in it. And like that, you could see the, like I'll hold it up closer so you guys could see it, but all the detail in that. And they basically, it's a printer, DTF printer. It goes through and puts the glue on the back basically, and then goes through heat to heat it up. There's people that do it with their heat presses, and there's people that, you know, they do this stuff from home where they buy smaller DTF printers, or you can get the big industrial DTF printers. But these ones I ordered from, I go through Flash Custom Transfers and Ninja Transfers for these. And there's tons of other people out there. I know TKO does them. So I go through different companies for this stuff, but I'll show you a shirt with that. This is a shirt with DTF on it. This is also 100% polyester. You could do it on, I like doing DTF on polyester and things like that, but you could do DTF pretty much on everything. That's another thing with it, is DTF could go on a lot of things, and you could fluctuate the heat temp. If you know your heat press and everything, you can get DTF on tons of things. I've put DTF on numerous things, down to koozies, everything. But that's what a DTF print looks like. Still a good, you know, feel. They're all basically have their own feel. I prefer the old school Plastol feel, but I use these a lot for customers too when they want full color and they don't want to spend a lot of money when they're doing just throwaway shirts. And then, so the last one I'm going to do here is, this was another one I started off with back in the day. And this is HTV vinyl, heat transfer vinyl. So this is for like Crickets or the Cameos or any of them vinyl cutters out there. It comes in a roll, and then it has the adhesive on the back. When you heat up the heat press, it goes on the heat press that you could cut it out on your Cricut or a machine like that. This is great for basically single colors. You could do multicolors and layer it. There's tons of ways, but I use HTV either for one-offs, or if I'm trying to figure out a design, I'll use my vinyl cutter to take a customer's order and their logo and size it up, take a junk shirt and kind of see what sizes, if they're getting like mediums to large. I kind of try to keep my logos in to, you know, one size when I'm ordering, so I don't have to order, you know, numerous transfers. But vinyl is a great way to get started off. You can go out and get a Cricut for, say, whatever, $200-$300, get a $200 press, and $500 you're already able to make shirts from home. Vinyl and sublimation was the way I started off, and I still to this day use both. And like I said, I use all these other companies for different reasons, depending on what it is. If a customer says, hey, I want a logo with all these colors in it, I'll say, hey, I could do this, get it screen printed transfer, but it's going to cost this much. Or I could get it in DTF, it's going to cost this much. So it just depends on what job I'm doing, who came to me, and what I want to do. But I have a shirt here in vinyl also. They all pretty much have their place to me in basically the t-shirt game, and if you're going to be selling shirts. And the vinyl, same thing. Still use vinyl to this day. And there is tons of other transfers out there. Do your research, but these are the main ways that I print on shirts from home with a heat press. So my main one that I usually go with is DTF, and I like to go with Plastisol. That's my main two that I go to. So I hope this video helps you out. Do your research, look up all these companies. I'll leave them in the description in the link below. And like I said, Transfer Express, Flash Custom Transfers, Ninja Transfers, TKO Sales, and I mean, there's tons and tons of companies out there that you can go to get this stuff. I normally go through the transfer companies that are closest to me and going to get them fastest to me, because when I get orders from people, they basically say, hey, I need this by 2 weeks, I need this by next week. And that's the way I just pick and choose what companies I go with to get transfers. So I hope this video helped you guys out. For all the people that are asking where I get my transfers from, what are the best transfers, there's all different ways to do it. If you're just starting off, I say get a vinyl cutter and some heat transfer vinyl and heat press, and see if you even like doing it. So that was a quick video for you guys. If you guys would like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to keep coming out with some more of this content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace.